Vladimir Putin begins his fourth term as Russian president this morning. Putin was sworn in during a ceremony marking his 18th year in power. Protesters opposed to his lengthy rule clashed with police over the weekend. Officers arrested more than 1,500 people. Elizabeth Palmer is in Moscow with the issues Putin faces this term. Elizabeth, good morning.
Good morning. Well, this year the Kremlin had announced that the inauguration was going to be low-key, but from what we saw, there was still plenty of pomp and ceremony. This is the fourth time Vladimir Putin has taken the presidential oath of office. Fittingly enough, he addressed the nation from what was 100 years ago the throne room of the Tsars in the Kremlin palace. His message emphasized tradition and family values as well as strength. As head of state, he said, "I will do everything to multiply Russia's power." The ceremony was elaborately choreographed, with military salutes and a meet and greet to highlight his popularity with young people. Not all young people, though. On Saturday, there were demonstrations across the country called by the opposition leader Alexei Navalny against what he calls the rigged elections that gave Putin another term. "Down with the Tsar," the crowd chanted, before police moved in, arrested Navalny, and then dispersed his supporters. There were similar clashes across the country, the Kremlin's way of harassing any kind of anti-Putin protests. And although more than 1,000 people were arrested, none of it was carried on the main Russian TV news. Now, the analysts that we've been talking to in Moscow say that a new term doesn't mean a new Putin. We're going to be seeing more of the same. That is, an authoritarian government at home with plenty of corruption, and abroad, an aggressive Putin who will continue to attack Western democracies with disinformation and cyber weapons. Vlad?
Elizabeth Palmer in Moscow. Thanks, Elizabeth.